From Grays Lake North High School, it's Night's News with anchors Jace Anist and Esteban Oviedo.
Hello, Knights and viewers around the globe.
Welcome back to Night's News.
I'm Jace Anist.
And I'm Esteban Oviedo, and we have the news that matters to North.
With the cost of everything being so expensive, I may have to find another job other than news anchor.
No kidding. Wait, you know we're not getting paid for this, right?
What are you talking about? The wife and I just bought a new house and car.
Are you doing like a Freaky Friday thing?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Well, I tried to figure out what's going on with him. Enjoy this story by Nolan and Heron about maintaining the balance between a job and being a student.
Oh, if only I could go back to those days.
I didn't know you worked here.
Yeah, man. I've not been getting a lot of hours in my other job, man. I had to pick up shifts here, man.
That's tragic.
Some students at Grays Lake North seem to balance their school life with their work life. Let's see if any GNHS students have a job, and if so, how does the job affect them, and if it is necessary to have a job during school.
I'm a busser at Chili's in Round Lake. Well, inside of school, I definitely have less time to do certain stuff, but I try to plan my work schedule accordingly. And outside of school, I definitely think I have less free time, but I enjoy working and having a job while trying to get some money. I don't think you need it, but I think it's a good skill to have to, get some work experience before you actually enter like the real world, especially if you're going straight out of school into some trade job or just some working. And I think it's a good idea just to get some experience, know how to handle certain people.
I work at Jewel Osco. It definitely gives me less time to do homework, and but it gives me more of like a responsibility, and it gives me money. So I don't think it's necessary, but it's definitely helpful because it helps like build your resume, and you get money for college, and yeah.
Seems like a lot of North students have jobs and seem to be balancing their day-to-day life with school life and work life. This has been Heron from GNHS-TV, signing off.
I'm sorry to throw water in your face.
I still don't know what was going on.
You're back now, and that's all that matters.
You really seem to enjoy throwing water in my face.
Hey, friends do whatever's necessary. I'm just hoping the next story by Andres and Jared about retro items doesn't send you back to dad mode.
Hey, quick question. You happen to know what this is? Or perhaps this? Well, if you do happen to know them, that's good. But today, we're going to be asking some of our peers if they happen to know any of these vintage items.
The 1970s and the 1980s produced revolutionary and unique gadgets like the NES and the Commodore 64. Andreas asks two students if they can correctly identify these retro items.
That's a Game Boy.
All right.
It's a Game Boy.
All right.
Probably an Atari. One of them.
That is an Atari.
An Atari.
The NES.
An NES.
I know what the thing is. Is it like magnets or something?
No, it is Light Bright.
I have no idea.
All right, that is a Light Bright.
It's a keyboard.
Well, what's the name of the product?
I don't know.
That is a Commodore 64.
No.
So it is a Polly Pocket.
Did you recognize the items Andreas showed the students and correctly identified them? They're iconic, and some were time capsule items from the 1970s and 80s.
Well, that's all for today. I'm Andreas Chavez. Back to you, Knights News.
There are lots of great classes at North.
But somehow some fly under the radar.
That's why we decided to do a story about one such class. I'm Jace, and I'm here with GNHS-TV, and today we're going to be talking about a lesser-known class offered here at North. Child Development is a great class for those who are aiming to go into a career centered around children. Today we're going to be going around and talking with Miss Hoge and the students that have taken the class to hear their thoughts on child development education.
My favorite part of the class was playing recess with the second and third graders. It really reminded me of work when we'd play with the little kids. I want to be an art teacher, and when we would do crafts with the kids, being an art teacher, you kind of have to come up with your own curriculum. So it kind of gave me the experience of like coming up with my own crafts and then putting it together and having the finished product and working with the kids.
I'm here with
Mrs. Hoge.
And you teach child development. What exactly is the class? What is it about?
Child development is the study of children from birth through middle school, and we study different things like their physical, social, and emotional development. And then we put what we've learned to work by going to Avon and doing activities with the children there.
Nice. And why exactly should students take the class, would you say?
Anybody that has any interest in working with a career that has to do with children, whether it be like a nurse, a school psychologist, a social worker, this gives you a great, or becoming a teacher, this gives you a variety of ways to work with children from different age groups.
So then this is just a good like stepping stone for people who want to go into a career involving youth.
Yeah, and or if you, a teacher, child care worker, it's just any field you want to work with children. And then it is a dual credit class, so you get credit with CLC that you can transfer to another college if you weren't going to CLC.
And what would you say your favorite parts are just about teaching the class?
My favorite parts, honestly, are probably walking to Avon with my students. I feel like we get a lot of bonding and joking around on our walks to and from the school. And then just watching them do the activities that they plan with the elementary school students, watching them plan everything that we've learned this semester. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Are you super lazy? Meet our Butler 3000. He's completely customizable to your liking. He can help you up and do the dishes and even flip your book page. He even opens bubblers. Purchase yours now today.
Hi guys, my name is Daniela. This is what it's like to be a cosmetology student. I'm a year 1 and today we're doing nails. I have practicals, so this is what it's like to do practicals for nails. Here I am washing my hands, which is something you should do before and after every client. Step 1 is filing the nails into the shape that they want. My client liked her shape, so I just filed them shorter. Next, you can see I'm applying cuticle softener to all the nails and then rubbing it in after. This helps with the next step to make it easier. Now here I am pushing up the cuticle. Since I'm not licensed to cut them, pushing it up just makes it easier. Next, I'm just scraping out any dirt that might be under the skin on the sides of her nails. Next, I'm cleaning under the free edge, which is the tip of the nail, where dirt might be hiding underneath as well. Now I'm smoothing the nail with a nail buffer. The next step is a hand massage. Here I am just warming up the lotion on my hands before I put it on her skin. This step is optional, but if you want an extra tip, I recommend doing it. Now I'm applying base coat to all the nails, but before I did this, I made sure to clean up any extra oils or lotions that were still on the nails from the last step. To finish it off, I'm applying cuticle oil. Normally, after base coat, you would apply color and then top coat before this, but this is just the last step for us since she didn't want that. Now that I'm done with the manicure, here I am just getting my sign off for it from my teacher, which is very important.
That was pretty much it. That's just what one day looks like for me as a cosmetology student. There's definitely a lot more to it. and you just have to try it out for yourself to get the full experience. So I recommend you guys talk to your counselor and join. But yeah, this was Daniela with GNHS-TV signing off.
The school year's been flying by.
So sometimes you have to stop and reflect on the daily events and accomplishments.
Like the wild pigs getting loose in school.
Huh?
Or the cafeteria record for eating most pizza in one sitting being broken.
I was actually thinking more something along the lines of like groups or sports teams.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing Michaela and Maggie did a story on that.
What's up, Knights? I'm Michaela.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we interviewed winter athletes about how they feel with their season coming to an end.
My name is Kendall Day. I'm a senior on the Grays Lake North cheer team.
What was your favorite memory from Grays Lake North cheer?
My favorite memory from cheer was sophomore year when we made it to state after we didn't make it freshman year, because it was just an amazing feeling to make it. This being my last cheer season kind of sucks because I've been doing cheer for like 10 years, so now that it's over, it just sucks. And on my free time, I plan to work more to make some money before college and probably pick up some hobbies.
These girls worked so hard and did an amazing job at sectionals, which qualified them for state. Congratulations, cheer.
Now we're moving on to wrestling.
Hi, my name is Joey. I'm a sophomore year at Grays Lake North, and I feel like my wrestling season this year went pretty good. It's my second year doing wrestling, and it's on varsity, so hopeful for the future. My favorite memory from the season is when we went down to U of I to go watch the state tournament. Now that I have a whole bunch of free time, the freestyle season for wrestling is coming up soon, so plans to join a club and get better at wrestling.
And that brings this segment of Knights News to a close.
This is Maggie and Michaela signing off with GNHS-TV.
That is going to bring this episode of Knights News to a close.
Be sure to follow us on social media.
I'm Jay Sanist.
And I'm Esteban Oviedo. Have a
great
week,
Knights.